You know when I said armlet
Hmm.
on DK,
The
don't bother
omniscience
with
has
armlet.
decreed
Uh,
No,
this
yeah, I
is
realize
the
that it's not
battle.
good.
no, it's not good. It's not good on DK. I tried a couple of games, and armlet. The thing with DK is DK kind of DK fights are long drawn, and when you have long drawn fights, armlet is good in the sense that okay, you can keep armlet toggling, but you don't really want to do that because you're draining so much health. You don't want to be armlet toggling, and
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and the only time that you ever get it is if you're like going like satanic and you want to be like a razor and just be big in team fights.
I mean, if you know for sure you wanna, okay, so
Yeah.
the only time the armlet is gonna be good is if you've got like literally like four right-clicking heroes in the enemy team. So
Hmm.
then armlet is pretty good because you get tons of armor, you get decent health, and then you probably want to go for hard after that, maybe AC.
Yeah.
So armlet, but
It's very
normally
situational.
it's yeah, I would not build it. And the other thing I was thinking is that if you go for treads into SNY,
Mhm.
maybe Blink before that, SNY will be really really good in your bracket. Like it's gonna destroy games in your bracket. It's
Okay.
pretty much like a go-to item. Like every single game you can go SNY and it'll be good. It gives DK everything he needs. Uh, DK as a hero, he's very similar to Viper in the sense that he can tank. He is a frontliner, but his biggest issue is that he is vulnerable to spells, whereas Viper is vulnerable to right click. Viper can tank spells, whereas DK can tank right clicks. So if you learn to play DK, you can pretty much translate that into Viper. So you can actually have like either I'm going to pick DK or I'm going to pick Viper. If they have a lot of right click, I'm going to pick DK. If they have a lot of spells, I'm going to pick Viper. So in this case, like if you look at the enemy team, Huskar, pretty heavy right click, physical damage. Dazzle, physical damage. This guy, physical damage. DP, physical damage. They're pretty much like all of them almost physical damage. So DK, you should be able to like play this game. Like you should be able to perform this game very well. And SNY, the what DK does lack is mobility, and that's why you want to go Blink first on DK because it gives him that mobility. But then that's what SNY gives him as well. So DK's got decent right click, decent damage, decent physical damage. He's got a small burst which does a lot by reducing enemy damage by 35%. He's got a very like instant stun, but he doesn't have any mobility at all. So you
Places,
do wanna
everyone.
you don't wanna you wanna compensate for that, and that goes for every single hero pretty much. Like whatever the hero's skill set is, you wanna kind of make up for what the person lacks.
Yeah.
And most of the time, when it's a melee hero, it's gonna be mobility.
So I went two branches in this situation because I was gonna be in a lane against like, a dual lane.
Huskar. Oh,
Yeah,
you're going
so
carry?
yeah, it's this game I got forced into the carry lane, but I don't
Wait,
know, I
where's Lifestealer going then?
jungle.
Jungle.
Doom is mid. That's one of the reasons why we lost this game.
30 seconds to
Oh, you lost
showtime.
this game. That's sad.
Yeah.
Because if you
This
had
I
gone,
mean, the games that I won absolutely have nothing to look at. There's nothing to see there.
okay,
I
because if you'd gone mid, Doom goes off lane, Lifestealer goes
Mhm.
carry, and this guy Furin goes jungle. It's perfect. Everything's perfect. But I think it's gonna be a oh
Well, okay,
shoot,
so
it's a
And away
Huskar
we
Dazzle
go.
off lane. Oh my god, you're gonna get destroyed.
oh well, you'll
Yes.
see, but
Okay,
the funny
here,
thing was Doom
I will
literally
prefer this one.
marked mid and selected Doom as his hero. That was the draft. So we were just like, okay, we gotta recover this.
that's very unfortunate because looking at your draft, it's just a perfect draft. It's very all rounded. Everything's fine. You've got a Doom as a frontliner, right clicker, life stealer. You've got a decent amount of push. You've got a decent amount of stuns and everything. But Well, maybe you lack stuns, but otherwise. But what this does is now you've got. So this guy is more or less going to be very useless. Doom is going to get wrecked by DP. DP is just a lane dominator. In fact, if you'd gone mid, you would have been wrecked by DP as well. So it might as well him go mid.
Yeah.
This is so bad. Okay. Let's see how you don't get wrecked by Huskar, and I can see why, because he's actually not hitting you.
No, yeah, this Huskar was not a good laner at all.
Okay. Oh my god. Holy shit. The
Chilling
guy actually,
touch.
yeah, chilling touch. But I'm surprised that he's actually not hitting you at all, or this guy, or what?
He starts hitting
There we
us
go. Now,
when he recognizes he's like, oh wait, I'm a Huskar.
yeah. So far, you've taken most of the last hits. That's pretty good, but this is very good. So if it was a normal game, like if it was a normal guy, Huskar, then you definitely should have been pulling creep aggro, because you can't actually go in range of creeps and right him in front
yeah,
of Huskar.
you're right about that.
You don't get all the CS, but you get 3 out of 4 every time. You're not gonna get the range, or maybe you can with the breathe fire. So it would have been much easier to do it with the creep aggro, but obviously he's not really harassing you that much, so you're okay.
Nah, yeah. And in this situation, we can pull. At this point, I was like to my support,
Yeah.
we can just pull.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And also in this situation, you should be maxing Dragon Blood.
Oh yeah.
With 3 points in Dragon Blood, you can easily farm. At level 5, you don't need to worry about anything, because after you breathe fire, you can actually easily you're not gonna take any damage from Huskar. Not only is he gonna do 35% less damage, but after that 35%, the damage he does is just gonna be countered by your high armor and regen. So, oh, what the hell is this DP doing here? This was a bit of a mistake. Why did you come from down here? You guys, oh my god, you can actually kill him.
Yeah, just watch. Just watch.
Why did he stop? Oh,
I
this
have
was a very
no idea.
It was a why is this happening? Okay, can't complain. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what my friend was saying. Like, you can get away with a lot of things in this bracket. All right. So the putting a point in stun right now, I mean, very good idea. I was about to say like you can actually put a point in stun right now, so you actually did so. Gonna skip ahead a little bit because you pretty much.
Yeah, the laning phase, there's not much more to see here.
Yeah.
What I really want to look at is just team fights in the mid game, because we lost all of them. I mean, it's really hard to team fight versus Death Prophet and Omni Knight, but
Again, it was an Omni Knight, so if you got a blink this game, then you should have jumped on Omni Knight and killed him. And along with AA, you can tell AA when you are about to go on Omni Knight, just tell AA beforehand. I'm gonna.
yeah, see, they have a dazzle, so he would just grave the Omni
that's
Knight.
true.
So I tried to jump
That
the
is true.
dazzle to prevent him from graving, and then we can proceed from there.
But then Omni Knight is gonna heal him anyway, so it's actually better to jump Omni still, and you bait out the dazzle heal onto an Omni Knight, because he's not saving Huskar, so
okay.
it's still worth it. It's still worth it. You should have got Dredge by now.
Double damage.
Also, when you play Dragon Knight as a carry, big issue is his mana. So you want to go for a what do you call it? Stick.
Soul Ring.
Magic.
Okay.
Soul Ring. Soul Ring is really good. Actually, Soul Ring is really good. But you want to go for a Magic Stick anyway, and then if you see that they don't have a lot of spellcasters like in this game, then you want to go for a Soul Ring as well. But Magic Stick is pretty crucial. To be honest, this game Magic Stick wouldn't be very crucial because they've literally got nobody who uses, like, Huskar doesn't use skills, spells. Daz is going to be pretty far away from you. This guy uses 2 or 3 spells, so yeah, just Soul Ring would have been fine. But definitely you should have treads by now. It would help you with last hitting as well. Like you missed.
Yeah, missing a lot of last hits.
Yeah. Alright, something happens here. Whoa! Wasn't he just farming here?
Yeah, he was hiding,
What the hell does this happen?
but
oh,
he
it
gets
was
caught
like,
out.
never mind. What, you missed some more last hits, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, they come from behind then. Alright, there he comes.
This was a huge mistake though, because he chose to stand his ground with cold feet. Like, we never would have won this fight if he hadn't done that.
Probably not.
And there's a life stealer there.
Yeah, that
Wow,
happened.
I die. That was unfortunate. I got
Yeah,
caught by that heat bomb. I just forgot that he had that skill.
You didn't need to go close by.
Yeah.
I
You're
don't know
right.
if
Should've
you
just
had
got the
enough.
experience.
Yeah. Also, if you'd had treads there, yeah, if you had treads there, highly likely that you kill a DK earlier. Not only that, you could have possibly had more mana, or like if you had not, like if you tread switched and used this, then you would have had enough mana for breathe fire afterwards. So first of all, you would have killed this guy sooner, so you wouldn't have had this low health, and then obviously Dazzle Seal Ball would have, heal bomb would have done less damage to you as well. So that was definitely a bit greedy on your part.
Yeah.
Not a huge deal though. Just not getting treads was the huge deal, but apart from that, everything's it's alright. But you actually did go for a magic stick, but you did actually need to go for a magic wand just to stick
Yeah.
with it. Fine.
I upgraded to the wand because I had the 2 branches and I wanted to save space because I was like, I feel like I wanted to rush Blade Mail, which was probably a mistake. Like, I thought the Huskar was going to be a huge threat this game.
Blade mails.
Blade Mail is a direct counter to Huskar, so.
Yeah, but Blade mail.
You don't think it's good here?
Not on Huskar. Oh, sorry, not on DK.
Okay.
No.
That's probably why we lost this game then.
You don't
Because it slowed
wanna-
down all my other item timings.
Okay, so if it's a single core, you need to recognize if they have a single core or not. Because if they have a single core, then you definitely want to build items just for that single core. Either that, or you want to eliminate as many of the people who will save that single core. So, for example, if it was a Huskar and then their mid was something like a Magnus, and then instead of Slark they had something like a in the jungle. What can jungle? What are jungling heroes? Like a
Nature's
Beastmaster,
Prophet,
something. Yeah.
Beastmaster.
Then they've got a Huskar as pretty much solo core, single core. So then you want to build for Huskar, and what you want to go for, actually, even this game, you should have gone for Silver Edge, because once you get Silver Edge, it not only helps you every other way, like it gives you stats, it gives you invisibility, mobility, all that. But if you break your Silver Edge on Huskar, that's it. The guy's dead. He doesn't get attack speed or any of the passive benefits. So going for, I think, instead of Blink, Silver Edge would have been the best item for this game. But when they don't have a single core, in this game, they have a DP, Slark, pretty hard-hitting Slark, and this guy is actually just an offlaner who's dying to you. He's not getting anything out of the offlane. So going for items to counter this guy alone, that's a huge mistake.
Yeah.
And it not just if you're a carry, any game, like if you are going to try to counter a single core, then the other cores you will counter that core and you will destroy that core in every single team fight. But every other core, everybody else is gonna wreck your team. So, but you guys have a very good potential because this guy counters pretty much DP and Slark, and you have a very long duration stun, and you counter Slark and Huskar, so you guys should have won this game. Looking at the draft,
If you see the team fights, you'll understand why we lost. Like,
Yeah,
the
maybe.
blade mail was a bad decision on my part, but I really felt like I could have been. I felt like I had 2 members of my team instead of 5 because the Doom and the Lifestealer and the Nature's Prophet just went so greedy, but they didn't build relevant items. Like, Nature's Prophet went Octarine Aghanim's because he wanted a rat and stuff, but it just didn't work, you know?
Yeah. So right here, a small mistake that you made. You did pop your ult. Be conservative with your ult when you play
Okay.
these heroes who are dependent on their ults. You did a fair amount of damage to the tower, but if you did pop ult, then you should have pushed out this wave with breathe fire immediately. Now that you are in dragon form, and did more damage to the tower.
Okay.
It's kind of tough because you don't have any mana regen items, so you use breathe fire and then you end up with very low mana. But right here, you should have or even now, even if you didn't use breathe fire, even now you should have done some more damage to the tower instead of just backing off like that. Because now you've got one whole minute where you're not going to have dragon form, which is not a huge deal at this point in the game because you're not going to be fighting in the next minute or whatever. Or maybe you are. DP just shows up, so let's see. Don't join. Don't join.
DP Huskar Omni.
Alright. Oh, okay, that was a bad.
Yeah, the Lifestealer jumps in me here and stays in for like a minute and a half, and nothing happens.
Yeah, because this is not a fight you should be taking. Right now, what you guys should do is just TP bot. You can't. Yep. You know DP's got ult, right?
Or do I take this fight?
No,
they back.
No, you don't. Even if.
No, I'm saying like my memory of the replay.
Oh, okay, because you've got 2 people bot. One of them is Nature's Prophet who does push really fast. So if DP comes top as well, what you should have done is just immediately, especially if Lifestealer infests you as well. You don't have ult, but let's say you hadn't wasted ult here and you did have ult, you should have TP. Even if you don't have ult, you should still TP bot and you should push with all 4 of you. Should push bot immediately, and they will take your tower sooner than you guys, but you know for a fact that DP doesn't have TP, and you know for a fact that Huskar doesn't have. You don't know about this guy, but Huskar TP'd in front of you and DP TP'd. So you know these 2 don't have TP, so they're not going to be able to defend this tower. So at most, it's Omni and what's this guy's name? Slark, who are there to defend the tower against 4 of you. So you can actually quite easily get a good trade. And that trade is a really good trade for you because DP actually has to use her ult for this tower, whereas you guys just take the tower without using any ultimates. Maybe you pop your ultimate, but it's fine. Instead, this guy TP stops, so you guys are gonna end up fighting in DP's ult at level 1, which is not really good for you guys. Because right now you don't have the items to deal with DP. And I'm pretty sure Doom doesn't have anything at all to deal with DP either, so he's got no tankiness or anything. So, and does Nature Prophet has he's in for the long run. So, Lifestealer also gets destroyed by DP because it's all physical damage. So. But none of that happened.
No breaking through the dire structures for now.
They didn't actually push. If it was a good team, they would have pushed here and they would have taken to your tower. And if you guys had defended, they would have killed you as well.
It's good to know there was at least something I could have done there. I think I massively overcommit here. I think this is just
me. Diving behind tower was already looks like it's a commit. So here you could have just gone to the jungle, but obviously jungle is occupied, so you just had to wait it out. Okay, so you saw that and you.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I can just get my poison onto him. Dazzle's not in position to get the grave. I think I died a tower here. No?
Just throw the grave back. Oh, there you go. That's
tower, I should have de-aggroed.
No, I think just. Okay.
It was dumb.
When you were here, you had the chance to throw out breathe fire. Like breathe fire is on cooldown. So you should have just kept going back. You should have just stood here for 1 more second, and then from standing here, you should have thrown out a breathe fire, and it would have killed Dazzle. It wouldn't have killed Dazzle because just now you did throw it out and actually didn't kill Dazzle. So It wouldn't have killed Dazzle still, but you would have lived.
Okay.
So
I think he actually lived because he graved himself through the breathe fire.
let's see. I think your breathe fire actually didn't do enough damage. You've got level 3 breathe fire, does 240 damage after reductions. It's about 180. And this, oh yeah, he doesn't die from your breathe fire for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't.
Okay, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
he.
You're
Oh
right.
my God, 3 HP. So it was pretty close. Actually, did he use stick? He used a stick. No, he didn't. How did he? Let me see. He heals himself right here.
Wow, that is.
It's just unfortunate.
Yeah. What are you
It's
gonna
quite
do?
unfortunate. You didn't. So you dove. Diving is okay. If that was a Huskar kill at the end, you could have argued that okay, he's kind of a core, so diving for him is okay. But you actually died for support, so that's definitely not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you dive, you have to make sure you know that the dive the risk is going to be worth it. What I like to call these plays is high risk, low reward.
Should have healed myself.
Sometimes people do high risk, no reward plays as well in your bracket. So
Oh man.
Guess what's
that's usually
happening to
farming in the
Dire's
enemy
bottom
jungle when
tower?
everybody's missing. That's
Dire
high risk, no
structures
reward.
looking fortified.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see.
No sorcery.
So your farming is going pretty decently. Your lane went pretty decently. Actually, your farming didn't go so decently because at 13 minutes in, you've got 50 CS, which is pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Radiant's
But then again, you couldn't have used.
If I'd have bought Soul Ring, I would have killed more creep camps.
One thing, and secondly, you had Lifestealer Jungler who was actually taking up this camp. So next time
Yep.
you have a jungler, tell them not to take these two camps and tell them to stay within these three camps. Because most junglers, apart from Enigma, pretty much just Enigma, everybody else can only just take three camps at most in 1 minute. So they can pretty much rotate between these three camps so that you guys can pull and do whatever you want with these camps. So if your jungler comes over to here, then just tell him like, fuck off. You shouldn't be afraid of them at this point because there's three of you and two of them are just supports. So you can throw. You should have thrown breathe fire a bit further so that you can damage these two guys as well.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, okay. He's behind. You should have popped your ult right here. Yeah, pop.
Dire might want to mine that top tower.
Okay.
My face be the last thing Dire's top tower.
For some reason she popped her ult and didn't use. Did she have Spirit Knife? She had one. Well, she still had one. Again, you're diving for support. You're both diving for support. Two supports.
Radiant's top tower is taking hits.
Okay, you got away with it, but you shouldn't have been. You shouldn't have dove for that like that. And again, just take the tower. There's four of you. You could easily tank up as a tier 1. It has no backdoor protection. So going here, didn't even get any CS. So how much is life on this? I can't see actually. Okay. Yeah, you guys could have taken that tower quite easily.
I think we do here.
Yeah, but you could have taken him a lot sooner, so you didn't have to waste more time. Because you guys, in this time you could have gone to the these towers defended bot or something else. So. And now you're standing here very dangerously because they're all pretty much messed up. Yeah. Like you don't have to finish the creep wave. If you should always think keep looking on the minimap. Is everybody missing? If you're okay, so if you're past the river on the enemy side, just keep thinking am I playing dangerously? is the enemy team. If the enemy team is all missing, could they be here? So if the last time you seen them was here, then you're pretty safe to farm just this one lane, one wave, and then go back. But at that time, when you were farming here, it was pretty dangerous because the whole enemy team was missing, and they could have been like preparing to gank you. So it was very dangerous.
Okay.
And you need to.
I guess I've just been watching too many BSJ streams.
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that. Trend switch. You didn't trend switch. So when you're just farming and there's no in team fights, it's tough. I know it's tough because you got to think about other things as well. So unless it's like just second nature to you, trend switching is you can't really beat yourself about trend switching in team fights. But right here, you're not doing anything. You don't have to worry about anything. You're farming safely, so you should definitely have trend switched here, especially when you don't have bottle. It's like crucial. You TP'd bot. What did you see that you TP'd bot for? Because the jungle is all empty and nothing's happening. Okay, you didn't actually check. You just TP'd. So this was not a good TP because okay, a couple of reasons. First off, right now you're a carry, so carry's priority is to farm and only join team fights, especially in the early levels, like say up until 25 minutes, up until you have like your so. Normally, you will go for your boots upgrade, a stat item, and then maybe a mobility item or whatever like the build is. So you have a blade mail, which is for early game, surviving Huskar ults and things like that. And then you want to go for one more item, maybe it's a blink or whatever. And until you have that third item, you don't want to join team. You don't want to just blink TP in to just join a team fight away from your tower or something. You can if your team is being dived under tower or something like that, and you click over there and you see there, okay, there are three of them. There's three of your team. If you TP in, you can pop your ult and stun one person, and you'll contribute a lot to the team fight without actually dying. Do that. Go ahead and do that. But otherwise, if you think, okay, I might die, don't bother. Don't bother team fighting. Just keep farming. Get your crucial items up. Right here, you are first of all, you didn't even see anything. You didn't see what's going on. You don't know how much life Slark has. You don't know how many other people there are. You don't know how much. Maybe this guy's got 10 HP left. He's gonna die.
I think Nature's voice chatted right there. He's like, "I'm getting gone on."
Don't listen to your teammates.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, if somebody's dying, he's gonna be like, "Help me! Help me! Help me!" Screw him. You're a carry. You don't need to help him. Anybody else on your team can go and waste their life, but your job is not to help your teammates. Especially not this far away from under their tower. If Nature's Prophet was here, you click over there, you see, okay, Nature's Prophet is on half health. How is he even being gone on anyway? You see Nature's Prophet is on half health. You see Slark is on like 300 HP. You're like, okay, I can TP in, I can stun, I save Nature's Prophet, and maybe I can kill Slark, right? Or I definitely kill Slark, but Nature's Prophet is also going to die. But you judge that you're going to get a good trade out of it. You're going to get a kill, you're not going to die, or you're going to save somebody and you're not going to die. Your priority is not dying, first off. So if you judge that, you can go ahead and TP. But that's under your tower. Right now, you're TPing here. You don't know if they can all four of them can TP immediately because they're right here underneath the tower, and your team is not there. Maybe if you had one or two more people here in vision, then this would have been a different decision as well. But you TP here, now you're going to be all by himself. Nature's Prophet is just going to TP out or die. And I think you're just not going to farm either. So, Slark, so yeah, pretty much Nature's Prophet went away, died. I thought he was going to TP away. Nature's Prophet died. You wasted a TP. You came here instead of farming jungle right now. You came here and now you're gonna waste. Okay, so let's see how. Oops! Oh my god, this stupid button. Now I have to find out where we were. Okay. Right. So you took the last CS at 6 minutes 30 seconds, and now you're gonna spend at least 1 minute doing nothing at all. You're not gonna get any CS because you just TP'd in the air. So it's 17. Did you actually get a no? Almighty money. It's about to be a minute and you have no CS. You have 0 GPM in this past minute. Whereas you could have actually like at least taken out 2 or 3 jungle camps by now, and then TP'd in when a fight broke out. Let's see when is the next time that you actually get some sort of farm. All right, so 1 minute later, you could have actually taken. So when do you actually join this team fight? TP pops are out. Still not doing anything. This guy's been gone on, and this is right here. So you could have actually a whole minute. You could have taken 3 camps and then TP'd here, popped your ultimate, and done exactly what you're doing right now. So these are this seems like a very small thing, but you do this. Oh shit! I made a huge mistake actually. Sorry about that. There we go. Because the game volume is really loud.
I actually can't hear the game volume at all, but
okay, good.
This is actually a huge point because as a carry, like if I was a mid hero, maybe it would be less relevant. But I'm R1 position, so I need to be farming.
When you have a person like DK, even in mid, you are very farm dependent, and heroes like DK who don't really have that much comeback mechanic or wave clear potential. You are dependent on that early to mid game farm. You are very much dependent on the farm because until you get your level 11 dragon form, level 2 dragon form, you can't really clear out stacks or anything like that. So not farming is a huge mistake. And what I was saying is, before I realized that my game volume was too loud, is that it's these very, very small, efficiency differences, which you will see between a 2K and a 4K person, really. Like this 1 minute, in that 1 minute, you could have had, 600 gold, and you have, 10 or 12 of that 1 minute, and that's 6,000 net worth, So in a whole game, if you spend 10 times that kind of like doing nothing every 1 minute, so you end up with like 5,000, 6,000 net worth difference. So it's a huge deal. Anyway, let's look at the team fight one more time. You take out DP, which is really good. You don't have any mobility items, so you are like you can't. You can only stand in one place and just right click people, which is a bit of a disadvantage, but it works out in this team fight.
They kind of got caught. They didn't expect us to fight, I don't think. But yeah, that would have been much worse if they'd been prepared to fight.
What happened to this guy?
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
I don't know what happened to where he died. Or did he die? Was he the first one who got engaged? Okay. At the moment, their main damage is DP. Oh yeah, so you do want to point out like who is the main damage dealer at every point in the game. Like early game, it's always going to be DP. Always going to be DP because everybody else does right click, which is kind of damage over time, sort of. But DP is also damage over time, but it's like she's damaging every single person, and she's damaging a lot. So she's going to be the main damage dealer. So you definitely want to take her out as soon as possible. And if you take her out in a team fight, you win the team fight immediately. Every single time. So that's also why you actually won that team fight, because you managed to go on DP firsthand. All right, and go back to farming. Okay, small thing here. So after the team fight happened, you pushed out this lane, which is fine. And then, is there a tower here? There is a tower here. Did you take the tower? You did not actually take the tower because your ulti ran out. That's fine. That was a good decision. But after that, you actually didn't farm. You just walked around all the way up till mid. So what you should have done is you should have farmed this big camp here first. And then if the wave is pushing in towards you, because you don't want to be here. This is dangerous territory. You have no wards. You have no vision. You don't know where they are. 2 people are here. 1 DP is here. Huskar is dead, so actually you can farm here. But you definitely want to farm this first. and then assess the situation. Is it safe to farm here? If it is, then you go here. If it isn't, then you go to this jungle camp and go to the jungle camps. But you waste a lot of time walking from here to here. You want to take out any pop. This is again the efficiency thing. Like if you notice, high level pro players, they won't actually walk from here to here. They will either TP or they will take out camps in between. Always.
Bottom tower's getting the business. Can't do nothing about dire structures right now.
Actually, you also have blink. I don't think you use blink to get here either.
I
And now
did.
you're in okay. And now you're in danger. Okay, good. Like throwing out 2 punches on a tower is not worth putting yourself in a risky situation because anybody could have been here, and if they cancel your blink with just 1 right click or anything, then you're probably not gonna die, but you are gonna take unnecessary harassment and maybe even use up some mana and end up not having mana. So you don't want to be in. So this was quite questionable, popping your ult here because now you actually don't see anybody except Slark, and you don't know who's going to come here to defend the tower, and you're all by yourself here. So and you don't have a tier 1 tower in mid, so nobody's going to be able to come and defend, save you, help you if a team fight or they go on you. Nobody's going to be able to come and help you. So if they do go on you right now, you're most likely dead. But they don't, so you're okay. But what you did here, this was very dangerous. You shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
Especially not for a tier 1. Maybe for a tier 3, okay, you're risking your life, but... okay.
That was my mistake right there. Yep, I remember this mistake. I was like, I think that was where I lost the game.
Popping, that blinking to save yourself is not the mistake here. That's something you should recognize. That's a minor mistake. The mistake was what I just talked everything about here. Like you're in a very dangerous, you're pushing a tower all by yourself. You don't have, if you had your whole team hidden here, smoke right behind you, and you're like bait, that's fine. Maybe you still die, but you do a lot of damage, and the enemy team does go on you, but your team then completely turns the fight around and kills the whole team. Even if you die, that's fine. But you're standing here all by yourself. You're pushing a tower, pretty much clearly in vision of everybody. Their whole team is alive. You don't see anybody except Slark on the map. And you still decide to push. That was the decision. Blinking away, even if you didn't blink, you still die because they're going to cancel your blink anyway. Like by the time you saw DP, she'd already taken a right click. So she'd already done damage to you. You don't blink away anyway. So the blink wasn't the issue. The pushing without vision of the enemy team was the issue. And again, the same thing here. Although you're on your side of the tower, but you don't know where they are. You don't know where any of them are. So you don't want to be doing this aggressive movement right here. Like you even see one guy and you blink aggressively into him. Again, same thing. You don't see anybody, you play aggressively. You shouldn't do that. Unless you're somebody like Slark, who can actually ulti and just escape, like an elusive hero, like a Puck or something like that. So... No, don't pop your ulti. If you had popped your ult... Okay, let's see this. If you had popped your ult right now, you've decided to go on Slark, right? When you blink, you obviously decided to go on Slark. So what you should have done is... Oh god, 10 seconds. You should have popped your ult and then blinked into stun range, not like melee range, but like blinked right here and then stunned him so that Slark still has to walk a fair bit to get to you. Like instead of making this movement yourself, you should have made Slark do this movement, and that way you get 2 more hits on him. You still die. I'm pretty sure you still die because he's got ult, but that would have been the right move if you were gonna go on him. But the right move would have been just to run away. Because you know the 3 people are here, and again, your team is not here. This guy's farming here. So far, what you've done in this game, the 2 major mistakes you've made have been pretty much map awareness mistakes. I don't know if you would call this map awareness mistakes, because you were pushing in without having vision of the enemy team. So it's not really map awareness. It's just being like...
It's just being arrogant.
not arrogant, more like you're ignoring the enemy team. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so map awareness is more like thinking, oh, the people are here, and they suddenly end up being on you. But you weren't even thinking that there are enemy team. There's people in the enemy team. You're just like going about. You've got an objective. You're like, okay, I want to push towers. So to push towers, I have to go here. But you're not considering, okay, the enemy team might be there. So that's the mistake you're making. You don't have vision. Not your fault, obviously. It's support's job to put wards up, but if you don't have vision, then you shouldn't go. You can't just idly blame the support for not putting wards up when you are pushing aggressively without that vision. You could like stand back here and flame the support. That's fine. Like tell the support like, where's the ward? Like, how are we supposed to win the game? How are we supposed to push if you don't have wards? Especially because there's a Furion in the game who actually did the smart thing and bought the wards himself because he knows he has to split push, and you can't possibly split push in any world unless you put a ward down. Because how are you going to split push? Like you're just gonna suddenly get gone on and die if you're split pushing. So what he did is the right thing, but uh, obviously the support is not doing his job. Oh wow, that star just exploded.
It's a lot of hate.
Hmm. Okay, so let's see. So this is the team fight. You again. This is not an ideal place to take a team fight. If I was you, even if you win this team fight, I would not have done this simply because now you're okay. You kill Slark, that's fine. Oh, you have vision of Huskar. Never mind. Huskar just died. So let's say Huskar had not died. Um, I wouldn't have gone here because I don't know where the enemy team is. I don't know what's happening. Maybe Huskar is hiding here. You're going in without vision. You might get caught out. If the enemy team has something like an axe or a tide, you all die here because you're fighting where there's absolutely no vision, and then you blink extremely aggressively as well. DP is pretty much dead here because you know.
Nope.
Oh my days, DP didn't die. How did DP not die?
Omni Knight.
Yo. Okay. Right. Yeah, it's stick as well, but I think you still die anyway. Oh, okay. He's just gonna chase, is he?
No breaking down the radiant.
He doesn't realize his physical damage. He's asking this guy, "Come here, I wanna infest you, idiot!" Yeah, so that guy completely abandons him, so there's no choice but to run into this, and then he just goes into the small creep instead of going to the large creep, but I think he still survives though.
Yeah, I remember looking at that thinking, like, why didn't he go into the large creep? Like,
Panic. He's like, my teammate is not. He probably was screaming at this guy, "Come here and let me infest you." Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight.
The only thing I would say here is you blinked super aggressively. Um, again, you probably shouldn't have taken this team fight simply because you going into some place where you have no vision. But then jumping here was definitely a bad decision. You should have just
they
stayed
also
there.
had all their cooldowns.
No, that's the cooldown is fine. But if you'd stayed right here and then like just does he not have ult? He doesn't have ult. If you just stayed here and right clicked her, then you wouldn't have like as soon as Doom dies, you just start backing off and maybe blink away if you haven't taken damage. But even if you don't blink away, you can easily start walking off, and then AA dies, but you live. But blinking aggressively and then standing there got you killed.
Yeah, there were so many things I could have done better there.
Yeah, I would only say blinking aggressively. You're blinking aggressively where you have no vision. That's the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't need to do that blink because you are in range of right click. You are hitting her actually. You were hitting her. You didn't actually need to right click. Sorry, you didn't need to blink in the way that you blinked. Okay, then you go back to farming, which is good. So what's your next item, BKB? You don't need BKB, especially because you've gone for blade mail.
I don't go BKB this game. I think I go AC
Yeah,
for DP.
No, AC is the right choice anyway. BKB wouldn't have done anything for you apart from the silence from DP. But then again, you're really not Like, what's the if you pop your ult beforehand, the only thing that she's stopping you is breathe fire, so it's not a big deal. So, okay, decision to go back was good. Who died? Doom died. Did he use his ult before? I don't know. Okay, Lifestealer is infested. You do have a blink, but you're one man down. But then so are they. So you can. Does AA have ult? No, AA does not have ult. You should not take this team fight. The only reason I say you shouldn't take this team fight is because okay, hold on. The reason why you shouldn't have taken this team fight is because AA does not have ult. As soon as just wait for AA to get ult, fortify here, wait for AA to get ult. As soon as he gets ult, then you go in. But jumping onto Dazzle like that was what I've been telling you. Like this is how you should play definitely, but not right now because because this is not really a team fight. This is like a suicide right now because you don't have your team here. AA is going to not contribute anything to the fight because he's actually not even a hero right now because he didn't have ult. He's almost got ult off cooldown, but he's really not doing anything apart from throwing his ult. So in a whole team fight, AA is only going to be useful for his ult. Furion is alive, but he's just going to be split pushing, so he's not doing anything. Doom is dead. So it's just literally, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 2. So you're still taking all the everything, everybody's going to be hitting you. So that's why you need to jump in the back line so that people don't go on you. You want to avoid that. So if this was a team fight happening right now and you'd done this move, so let's say Doom was here and Doom was fighting these guys and you'd done this, that was number one. That was the best thing to do. But right now, it's pretty much.
He actually graves himself because Lifestealer hesitates in jumping out of me. I don't think he was. I should have communicated him that I was going to initiate.
He Lifestealer didn't realize you were going to do that.
Yeah.
You actually had repel on you, I think. Yeah. So, if you notice what's happening here, after you jump in, Lifestealer like takes 2 hits and then runs away. You see, Lifestealers. So right now they're hitting you, but none of you, apart from the support AA, is hitting them. I don't know how you take that damage because you have repel on you.
So it might just be a visual bug, honestly.
Oh, could be. Yeah, that's true. Because you definitely.
Yeah, it doesn't show the buff there, so I don't have it. That's just a bug.
Okay. Yeah, probably a visual bug. But taking that team fight without Doom, pretty bad, and also without should have waited for AA ult. As soon as AA throws his ult, then you jump in and do that because you possibly kill, like, even if Dazzle graves himself, you don't even need to keep hitting him because he's gonna.
Yeah, as long as he's got Ancient Apparition ulti on him.
Yeah. So blinking in the backlines was fine, but when I say blink in the backlines, I mean in a team fight when people have already started, initiated, and everything is happening. Then you blink in the backlines because the person in the backlines is not even going to realize he's dead suddenly. So and you're not going to take any damage. And by the time they realize, oh, DK is in the backlines hitting us, and they go on you, you've already killed 1 or 2 people. So also your team composition is a bit messed up because of
lanes.
Like, yeah, because you are the carry and you don't have any damage items. So you actually, nobody in your team actually does the damage apart from Lifestealer.
Lifestealer has damage, but he just gets kited so easily.
Yeah, but he's only got Maelstrom. It's 30 minutes in. He's only got Maelstrom. Clark's already got like Skadi, Shadowblade, and a Moonshard. Like, he's got a tier 1 item. I don't even know what Moonshard, which tier it would be, but I would say tier 2 item and tier 2
Moonshard is like your 4th item on Slark now.
Really?
Yeah, it's you. Well, no, more like 5th. You go like Boots, Scotty, Shadowblade, Basher, or BKB, and then Moonshard.
There's so many items that are so good on Slark that you would not consider Moonshard unless it's your 7th item anyway.
Moonshard's actually one of the items that you would consider core on him now, I think. That's not me saying that. That's like pro players who play Slark. They say Moonshard is actually.
I know BSJ is a big proponent of Moonshard. I know for a fact. But
Yeah.
no, Moonshot. The thing is, you want to obviously get the invis item, and you want to get Silver Edge as well because it gives you so many stats for so much cheaper. Of course, Treads is crucial. Scotty is crucial, and then you want to go for Basher as well. And after Basher as your fifth item, you want to consider BKB strongly. Like you don't know if you need BKB or not. And then you also want to consider, do you want to upgrade Basher or not? So after you always want to upgrade Basher right away. So after that, maybe sixth item or yeah, I would say sixth or seventh item. Sixth item most likely. Anyway, but my point being that look at their carries items, and their carries got four items, and you've got pretty much three. And
Well,
life.
really more like nothing because he's got,
Yeah, Blink is
huge items.
Blink is pretty much mobility. It doesn't do anything else for you. This doesn't really give you any damage. It's great if Haskar goes on you, but since you've got this, Haskar has not ulted you or even hit you
Yeah.
even once. So again, this is not doing anything for you. So pretty much you don't apart from treads, you don't have any damage. And this is maybe 12 damage, 22 damage. So not a lot. This guy has got armlet, which makes him survive, and it's a little bit of damage, but mostly it's just Maelstrom as DPS. But he's just being kited because he doesn't have any mobility. And then Doom is so nobody on your team is the main damage dealer. This guy's just going for
Here's
mass
what's
push.
happening to Dyer's bottom tower.
So your item build, if you were going mid, your item build would have been fine apart from Blade Mail, yeah, but not for carry. I think for carry you could have skipped definitely this game because of not just because of Huskar, but because you're playing carry and you don't want to waste a blink item slot on blink. You should have gone Silver Edge or just what's it called?
Shadowblade.
Just Shadowblade first, and then maybe thought about upgrading it later. Shadowblade into Maelstrom into Daedalus. You just want to stand in one place and fight. You don't want to. You don't mind being mobile because your like life stealer, DK. Oh, sorry, Doom. They're gonna be like they want. You want them to go and tank or be the face of your team, take the brunt of the damage, and then you just want to stand in one place in the back lines and then just dish out damage because you're playing carry. It's just a very different role. You should have just made damage items. It's not your fault you've been forced to play DK as a carry, but you do have to improvise when you're stuck in this kind of situation.
No, yeah, I should have been thinking more along the lines of that I was a safe lane carry. I was just thinking of how I'd been playing DK before.
Yeah.
But they are two different play styles. Like
Definitely.
as a mid, you got to make things happen, and that's why you get the blink.
Yeah. Also, SNY again. SNY would have been even if you don't go invis first, then going SNY straight after treads, go SNY. That would have been fine as well. To be honest, that would have been very good this game as well. Okay. Nothing's happening. Let me just pause 1 second. Still too low. Oh. Les, it's 4 gig. Les, something is wrong, so I will do this later, okay? Alright, where were we? Yeah, you guys are wondering who's going to take that farm, but nobody does. Okay, you're wondering if you should fight or not. Also, if you've noticed, pretty much Nature's Prophet hasn't done anything this game. So you are pretty much 4v5. Time to turn blade mail on
Yeah.
a bit sooner. Okay, so a bit glitchy that team fight.
Mhm.
When I say glitchy, I mean obviously you should have turned blade mail on right here. I mean
Yeah.
after he obviously you don't see him jumping, or do you? I don't think you saw him jumping you, but after
No,
he
yeah,
jumps
that
you,
scared the crap out of me.
yeah, after he's jumped you, then you obviously know he's jumped you, so you should have turned blade mail. Like right here, you could have turned it on, and you could have done a
Yeah, I
little
had
bit
a
of
lot
damage.
of
But
time there, a lot of damage I
yeah,
could have done.
yeah, and also right here, you could have taken Invis rune. Uh, and your decision here to go back in to throw the breathe fire is perfect. But after you throw the breathe fire here and then you blink away. But doing this was bad. Uh, yeah, if Slark literally if Slark had
If he packed it, yeah.
okay, so it wouldn't have just been Slark. It should you they would had to have DP here as well. You probably wouldn't die if Slark just goes on you. Let's see. You've got 300 damage. Oh no, that's 300 health. Sorry, yeah, Slark would have killed you.
Yep. And I have weave on me.
Yeah, Slug would have killed you if he'd actually gone on you. So you should have thrown out Breathe Fire and just immediately gone back. And the reason why your AA survived pretty much is because you threw the Breathe Fire on him. He does all right click damage, and you reduce 35% of his right click damage. So AA was able to live there because of you. So, but you did play quite dangerously there.
Hmm.
And then right here, big mistake. Instead of going on with your team, even though you're low health, either go back to base. Actually, you don't actually need to go back to base because you're tanky. You are regening. You've got your ult on, so you just stand in the back lines and play safe. But going here, your team 4 people are here, and you're by yourself pushing out the lane. Uh, it what you're doing is the right move. They're not going to be able to take this tier 2 without these creeps. Backdoor bloody protection. I don't know why they don't realize that. But
Yep.
but your team is all here, so you need to be with your team. Like scream at them, like, "Why? What are you guys doing? Get back! You don't need to be there." But you should have just been standing in the back lines in case they do get gone on. You've got a stun, you've got a breathe fire, and you had your ult on as well. And that's exactly what happened. DP actually turned on your allies, and she's gonna kill Lifestealer here, and she's gonna kill Doom if he goes back in, but he does escape because he's slightly smarter.
Smarter than the average bear.
Like this guy had his ult, so
Oh,
really,
this was mistakes were made, I
I
think.
mean, right here he could have infested, and Doom
Yeah.
has the movement speed to run away, but he's like, yeah, I'm like hero, I'm a hero, I'm gonna fight her. So it's his mistake. But at the same time,
I
if you
think he
look at
thought he would get more Maelstrom procs.
even then he doesn't kill her. But if you were here in the backlines, let's see your perspective. You can. Okay, if you were right here in the backlines, you throw out a breathe fire right here. You decrease Slug's damage, so Slug doesn't kill Nature's Prophet this fast, or maybe doesn't kill him at all. And Nature's Prophet is able to TP away. You kill Slark, and then you see DP ulti. You get back. You come in, you stun DP, and you run away. So both your allies survive. And let's say even if at this point you're here, you just throw out a breathe fire and she dies, or a stun, anything. So that's what I mean. Like they died. Both of them died purely their own fault. But my point the whole time was that you could have actually done a lot in that team fight if you'd been there with your team.
Okay.
Oh god, she's gonna die as well, and she heals up. No,
Yeah, I just
why did
made
you
a
go
terrible
back in?
decision.
I just said this guy is smarter, and you both make the same mistake. Like, why did he turn back? He literally turned back around. This greedy asshole. Okay, he turned back around, and then you went back in as well. So
Yeah, Death
uh,
Prophet Yules and her ult ended right
yeah.
then, so that was just like got super outplayed.
Oh my god! Even if she didn't like alt end or use, there's an Omni Knight who could have saved her at that time as well. He had heal.
Yeah, but I had breathe fire. He used his heal on her. Like I think we actually
It,
kill her if that doesn't happen. But that's I should have been doing that the entire game, looking at DP's ult timer, and it just wasn't.
no, it's not the all timer. Let me see. Let's see. Omni. He had repel. Uh,
Oh, that's true.
he had repels. So, even now he should have repelled. Like still hasn't repelled her. So that's actually Omni's mistake, because Omni could have repelled her. Uh, let's see. Right now, Omni should have repelled her, and even right now, Omni should have repelled her. Even right now, because then she doesn't take the damage from Doom. But even then, if he repels her even now, you know, it would have been fine. But whatever. So he had repelled the whole time. So even if you use breathe fire, she still survives.
Mm-hmm.
If obviously if Omni was playing correctly, but obviously you're not gonna play the game hoping that the enemy team just makes crucial mistakes.
Yeah.
All right. The big thing as a carry that I said earlier is that you need to farm, and you've been taking too many team fights instead of farming. And that is, again, it's not really a DP, it's not really a DK thing. It's more of a carry thing, uh, which I know it doesn't really apply to you that much because you're trying to learn DK and mid roll. But if your team is not fighting, or if your team is taking bad fights, you should be farming the whole time, because when time comes that you need to fight, you're guaranteed going to be more farmed than the enemy team. Because look at the net worths right now. You are the bottom four at the bottom four. You are not too far away from the enemy support Dazzle, or both of the enemy supports. And the Huskar, who has done nothing all game pretty much, and still is not doing anything, he's more farmed than you are. Uh, yeah, everybody else doesn't really matter. It's just really Huskar, because everybody else is doing things, right? They're getting kills and whatnot, but the thing to look at is this Huskar and the supports, and you're right on between them. So you should have been farming a lot more instead of taking these team fights.
Questionable team fights.
Questionable team fights without vision. Like going out of your way. The carry is not supposed to go out of his way to take team fights unless you've got all the items you need. Like you still, when you have blink, then you can take slightly out of your way team fights, but still you want to be focusing on farming until you get your fourth item, at which point you can like start thinking about like just walking around with your team. And even then, you should be walking around close to your team farming, like you should have been farming right now. If you had your fourth item, you should have been farming this camp close to your team, just a blink distance away. But you're too far from your ideal farm. So what you're doing right now, this is what you should have been doing. Like your team is here, that's fine. You should be here farming. That's fine. There's a safe space. The enemy is not, gonna go out of your way to come and kill you, especially because they don't have vision of you. You could have pushed out one more wave right here. So you should have had 40 minutes in. This is not the items as a carry that
Oh,
you should have.
definitely. Yeah.
But it all goes back to taking fights instead of farming. Like taking fights all the way here and all the way here. Like your tower, just blink in. TP into tower if they're going on your tower. But don't just run and look for fights as a carry. Like few carries should, like Slark. His job is to get pickoffs and like be sneaky and stuff. So like this Nature's Prophet is really pissing me off now. But yeah, there's Slark and other such heroes whose job is to get pickoffs and get their farm by pickoffs. So let's see what happens this team fight. Like, the Snitch's Prophet is not doing anything at all because he's pushing this tower with his treants. He was right here. He was already here. Oh, he was cliff jungling. 50 minutes into the game, he's cliff jungling. Never mind. Okay, he's cliff jungling. Alright.
They went on the
Okay, it's
DP and
just
she was
yeah,
repelled. I
yeah,
just yeah. At this point, the game is a lot more difficult. You don't have to say that it's already lost, but Slark has a lot of farm at this
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Tower's in bad shape. Dyer's courier has made it that like 15 in a row.
You did okay.
Like if Omni plays as he should, actually, I don't think that we win this game just because if Omni stands behind the Slark, if his supports just back him up the whole game, the defensive supports he had should be more than enough to win him the game. You know?
To be honest, at this point, they win the game without Huskar and either of these two. Like they win the game 3v5 at this point
Yeah,
because at
yeah.
this point, look at Slark's items. Like he's almost got his BKB. He's got his fifth item, and you're still working on your third item. Okay,
Yep.
you've got your assault, but again, defensive, mobility, and this is just boots. So you still don't. You're a carry. You still have no damage items. This guy has nobody ever. Don't ever build Ags on Doom. It's completely useless, unless obviously Alchemist feeds you. But he's got a completely useless item, a mobility item. Don't even know what the Mystic Staff is for. And then this
You
guy
don't think you should ever buy Ags on Doom anymore?
never
Why
anymore.
is it bad now?
It's bad because it's 4,400 gold for an item, which is pretty much just gonna increase your like doom ult duration. Now, if you so once you doom somebody, they're either gonna stand and fight or they're gonna run away. If they're standing and fighting, then having more, for example, alchemist or void or like who else would stand and fight? Like I don't know, can't think of like this guy's name? Ascar maybe
Husk-
would he probably wouldn't stand and fight. But if it's somebody
No,
who
because
doesn't,
Doom breaks his passive, so he
yeah,
couldn't.
Doom breaks his passive. So unless it's somebody who doesn't care, he's just gonna stand and fight, then fine. Then not fine. Then really having more time on your Doom isn't gonna do anything because you're probably gonna die to the same guy. And if he's gonna run away, then you're actually gonna be coaching. You're actually gonna be running at the person and. Uh, like you're going to be running at the person, you're going to be going away from the team fight just to increase the doom duration, and if he's going to die, he probably dies anyway, but if he runs away, then you've accomplished what you are there to accomplish. You've made one person leave the team fight. You made the team fight 4v5, and in that 4,400 gold or 4,200 gold, you can get so many better items. You can get like assault for your team. You can get like for 2,000 you can get drums for your team. You can get Vlads for the aura if somebody hasn't already got Vlads. There's just so many items. Like if Doom had gone for Vlads, it would have benefited Lifesteal. It would have benefited you. If this guy was there, it would have benefited. So if Doom had gone for drums, Vlads, this game instead of this, and that's almost 4,000 gold exactly. It would have been 10 times more beneficial to every team fight than going for this. And Lifesteal is actually able to man fight DP if Doom goes for Vlad because he gets like what is this 50? Oh, it's 7.5, so can't really calculate exactly how much this is, but he gets something like 70-80% lifesteal, which is just huge. So Ags is never really good on Doom.
Yeah, but I can't control what they're gonna do.
1 second, I don't know if I can still accept this or not.
Yeah, I think we've talked about most of the mistakes in the game. At this point, they pretty much just end and win like one more
Okay,
fight.
it's already gone. Should have been a bit quicker. Yeah, they're too farmed. They're too farmed, and they've taken too much advantage of the space basically that was created for Slark. Because when you guys were fighting the rest of their team,
Slark was just farming.
Slark was pretty much farming. He did come in for a couple of team fights, and pretty much he got the kills and ran away. Didn't. Okay, I was gonna go over this team fight. Basically, what I was saying is that nobody on your team actually has damage apart from Lifesteal, but Lifesteal is just being kited so hard. Let's see. Not just kited, but also fine, he has damage. But once Omni turns on his ult, he actually does nothing.
Yeah, if the Nature's
Because
Prophet would have bought a diffusal, then maybe we could have fought them.
yeah. I mean, let's see. Lifestealer is a chicken or a pig, and everybody's got ult on Omni's ult on, so he's actually not doing any damage at all. So this guy, the only guy who's got damage on your team, died without dealing one. Okay, let's see how much damage he actually dealt. Considering this guy is the main damage dealer right now. So from his ult, Dazzle got a little bit of damage, and that's pretty much it. Because DP already had a BKB or whatever you want to call it.
Repel.
Repel, yeah. And then immediately he gets turned into a pig, and then everybody's got Guardian Angels. So he literally dies after doing like 200 damage to this Dazzle. And when we spoke about Doom making Ags, let's see what Doom's Ag actually does. So it's 16 seconds damage. It's 16 seconds of duration on the ult, and see if he actually chases her for 16 seconds or not. 7, 9 seconds. He chased her for 9 seconds, and he died. So what happened? Like, it's only like beneficial if you're actually chasing them for more than 16 seconds. But he doesn't even do that. She dies before 16 seconds, even. Anyway,
Maybe it would be worth it to get the Aghanims versus like an anti-mage or something.
Even then, anti-mage is still gonna run away, isn't he? Even if you do chase him and kill him, it's probably gonna be less than 16 seconds. It's never worth it. You will never ever see a professional game with Doom, a BKB on Doom.
Aghanims.
Aghanims. If you do go Ags, you're most likely gonna go Refresher first. If you're going for a full-on nuke Doom, where you go like mana boots, and then you go one stat item, something that gives you a lot of int for the mana to cast the double dupe plus refresher. So then you go refresher, and then you refresher mana alt mana boots, refresher mana boots alt, and after that you can go Ags and then just stand in the middle of team fight, and then you basically just remove 2 people from a team fight, and that's okay. That kind of a build is okay, but this is definitely not okay. Okay, you blinked in. Okay, you didn't blink into the black backlines. This team fight is lost definitely, but we're just gonna have a quick look at what you could have done. You went for.
Once Guardian Angel's cast, what's the point of blinking on the backlines?
Absolutely. No, once Guardian Angel plus Repel plus only heal isn't really cast. But again, if it's Omni and Dazzle, then you always go on Dazzle first. Omni first, because you want the Dazzle to grave the Omni, which is a win for you because he doesn't grave a crucial person. I mean, when you say he's already cast, yeah. Once he's cast his Guardian Angel and his second line Repel, then there's no point in going on Omni.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, you actually didn't really blink into the back lines. You actually blinked into the front lines. So at this point, what you could have done is just blinked here and thrown out Breathe Fire into as many people as you possibly could. Or maybe just wait for Slark to show up and then go and stun him or something. But the main thing is that you actually don't really do any damage in this team fight because you don't have much damage items. So... And also the main thing is that you actually popped your ult way too late. Like when these guys blinked in, you know that you've got an engagement ready. So this is when you should have popped your ult. And you didn't even need to blink in. You could have just stood here and just right click people. But it's not something you should beat yourself about because really the game is pretty much over at this point.
Yeah, pretty sure they take Roche here, and it's like.
Yeah. No, it would have been the draft. It was a loss at the draft. Not so much loss at the draft as it is loss in the decision after the draft to put the lanes as you guys did put them. Because this is what Doom should have been doing in every single team fight. Just Doom the Slark. No point dooming DP. same thing. DP is not gonna run away, or not gonna probably not gonna run away because she's got like Omni Heal, Omni Repel, like Dazzle Grave, and lots of things. So she's not gonna run away. But every team fight, Doom just ulties him, and then with his aura items stands near you guys while you do damage, and that's how you should play the team fight. But that only happens if Doom is the offlaner and does the offlane role.
Swamp Dyer's mid-rags. Didn't make it.
And then Lifestealer has more damage, maybe mobility blink or something.
You know the drill.
Actually, he doesn't even need that because you have the blink, so you Lifestealer infests you and you jump in.
Looking good for the Dyer's mid-rags.
Yeah. Okay.
Dark light.
You're safe. Make a fine humus.
Like, look, they aren't able to kill you because you're so goddamn tanky. Because you've got like assault and blade mail and the dragon blood, so you're really really tanky. But the only issue is that you guys aren't able to kill them either because you don't have damage. You guys lack damage. You guys are making a last stand.
The Dyer best do something.
Okay,
Dyer's
so I'm gonna end it here. The key
That's
takeaways
fine.
are all right. The key takeaways are pretty much focus more on farming, especially when you play carry, any carry. You need to focus more on farming and not look for team fights, especially the ones that are far from your tower, like you actually have to walk and stuff. And even if you do blink in, make sure you look at the map first, assess the situation. You don't want to spend more than half a second to assess the situation. Like just quickly look like how much is the health of the enemy team, how much is the health of your team, and then if you think that you're gonna not die and maybe get a kill, maybe save your team, then okay, go ahead and blink. But immediately after that, keep farming. Secondly, as DK, um, what was the team fight thing that I told you? I kind of forgot.
I have to blink into the back
Oh,
lines,
sorry, sorry,
obviously.
sorry. Not earlier on when you were
Hmm.
pushing towers. Yeah, pushing
Oh,
towers is really good with DK, but you can't push if you have no vision of the enemy team. Like especially if you're standing all by yourself, like your enemy team is not nearby and they can't really if you're pushing the mid tower here and your tower is down as well. So even if you do get gone on, your team cannot TP in to save you. So pushing the tower dangerously without vision of the enemy team, without help from your team, that you should not never do that. Even though you're tanky, you're not that tanky. You can't
mm.
really take two or three people by yourself. So those are two of the biggest mistakes that you made this game, and which pretty much apply even if you play mid DK. So I'm not going to say much about carry because this was kind of a one-off thing playing carry DK, but you know pretty much more about what you should have done as a carry, item wise. So I hope you took away
Yeah, I think I
some.
got the right takeaways here because like playing the game, it felt like really really difficult. But now, like looking at it back with your insight, I was like, oh, this game was actually super winnable. Like it wasn't it
Um,
it wasn't as insurmountable as it felt playing it.
No, absolutely not. Like it was not a game which was like no chance of winning. If you'd gone for the right items, if you'd farmed a lot more, like the Slark was farming, then you had a very good chance. You could have killed DP or one of the people. Like when you blink into the backlines or when you blink in, and you join a team fight, you should be able to kill a person in that 3.75 seconds that you stun them for. And if you're not able to do that, then there's something wrong with your item build, even if you're mid. even if you're mid DK. Of course, I'm saying you've got ult on. So you and also like you're jumping in the back lines to kill a Dazzle. He's gonna have what 1,000 HP. You stunned him for 3 point. You stunned him for 4 seconds. You better kill him in that 4 seconds as a like a core. You know.
All right.
So where's that one DK game that I played yesterday? It was just unreal. Yeah, this game. I actually made
I watched that game. That was
Blink and
pretty impressive.
Blink and Silver Edge, and I actually wanted to. I think you were. I realized that you were watching, and I wanted to show you this game and tell you like, don't do this. Like Blink and Silver Edge, it worked out in this game, but after I made Blink, I realized, oh shit, I need a Silver Edge because they've got a Lifestealer and a Bristleback. So I ended up making a Blink and Silver Edge, which you wanna make in your tier. Do not do this. You want to make either Silver Edge or Blink. Don't
Okay.
make both of them. Yeah. Obviously, the higher level you get, like once you get to like 4K, you're gonna realize that things like these are actually pretty beneficial. Like it was super effective this game, especially going after Nature's Prophet. Like you saw how many times I was able to kill Nature's Prophet, and it was pretty much because of Blink and what do you call it, Silver Edge. The mobility was just amazing, and on a hero like Dragon Knight, having these two items, I sort of got, I felt like, I don't know, Storm Spirit or something. The mobility was awesome.
Yeah, I actually did that build in a match versus. I think it was Invoker and Nyx, Faceless, Mirana, and Lena. I'm looking at this match right now, and it worked out really well because they had like no. Like I was just able to burst down every single one of their heroes.
Yeah.
Because the Silver Edge is really good in the area that it's just extra burst, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Like, what is it? 250, 300, something like that. It's a huge amount of burst, isn't it? 225.
Yeah.
225 on top of your.
On top of stun, breathe fire, you know.
No, on
whatever
top of
other-
your right click damage.
Yeah.
So even if you have like 150 right click damage, so that's automatically 375 physical damage on the first hit,
Yeah.
and then you stun them. So yeah.